Greenhouse crops may be attacked by several different insects and diseases. To produce healthy, high-quality plants, it's important that you become familiar with some of the basics of greenhouse pest management. Several different types of disease organisms attack greenhouse crops. These include fungi, bacteria, and viral diseases. These diseases may occur on leaves, flowers, stems, and roots. Fungal diseases can attack all plant parts and are caused by splashing water or air currents that move spores from plant to plant, causing brown spots to develop on infected plant parts. A yellow circle or halo may also surround this spot. Fungal root diseases may cause plants to wilt because the infected roots are unable to absorb water. Bacterial diseases also attack all plant parts, but are most often seen on the foliage. Bacterial leaf spots usually have an angular shape at first and then often show a water-soaked appearance. This area of the plant may also be surrounded by a yellow halo. A virus disease often causes rings or a yellow mosaic pattern to form on the leaves, flowers, or stems. A virus can also cause young growth to become misshapen. Although several different kinds of insects can spread a virus, aphids and thrips are the most common. All of these diseases can be stopped by using a chemical pesticide or simply removing the diseased plants from the greenhouse. The sooner this happens, the better. If you notice any problems while working with the plants, report it to your supervisor as soon as possible. Plant diseases may be divided into two major groups: foliar diseases and root diseases. Foliar diseases occur mostly when it is cool and damp. Root diseases occur most often when the growing media stays wet for long periods of time. All plant diseases live best in a moist, humid environment. Here are some tips on how to avoid plant diseases in the greenhouse. Allow more air to move around the plants. This may require more space between pots. Don't splash plant leaves when watering. Don't let the soil stay wet for too long. And limit plant stress, such as too much fertilizer. Correct identification is the most important step in insect and mite management. Although there are numerous insects that attack greenhouse crops, most severe problems are caused by very few common pests, including aphids, thrips, spider mites, and whiteflies. Aphids cause abnormal plant growth by sucking plant juices. Most aphids are about 1/8 of an inch in size, usually green or yellow in color, and have structures on their back that ooze excess liquid in a sticky substance called honeydew. Thrips feed and damage plants by scraping flower petals and leaves to drink the plant's juices. They're smaller than most aphids and have thin, feathery wings as adults. Thrips' damage on flower buds can be recognized by its silvery color. Spider mites cause spotted damage on leaves and may be found on all parts of the plant. They're very small and often difficult to see without using a magnifying glass. Just like a spider, they may produce silk webs. Whiteflies also feed on plant juices, may cause unusual plant growth, and ooze honeydew just like an aphid. Whitefly adults have 2 sets of white wings and are most often found on the underside of young leaves. Developing whiteflies resemble small white scales and are commonly found on older leaves. It's important to understand that not all insects are harmful. Some are beneficial because they develop by feeding on pest insects. Some of the most common beneficial insects found in the greenhouse include lady beetles, lacewings, and certain types of wasps. Lady beetles, also called ladybugs, occur in many sizes and colors and feed primarily on insects such as aphids and whiteflies. Adult lacewings are light green or brown with long, slender antennae and large, delicate wings. During the larval stage, when a lacewing is young, it feeds on insect eggs and soft-bodied insects. Integrated Pest Management, or IPM, is a system we use to avoid or prevent damage to greenhouse crops caused by insects, diseases, or weeds. IPM also helps reduce frequent pesticide use. For IPM to work, you must always look for pests in and around the greenhouse. This process begins with a close inspection of plant materials as they enter the greenhouse. Carefully looking on the plant's leaves and using yellow sticky traps ensures early detection and usually makes control easier. Once an insect or disease pest is properly identified, and if there's enough to cause damage, you can then determine the best method of control. IPM protects the environment as well as you by limiting the need for frequent use of pesticides. Looking for pests is also known as pest scouting. Scouting should be done frequently using the same methods each time. It's also very important to keep accurate scouting records. Some of the goals of scouting include identifying potential problems before they occur, finding out the cause and how bad plants are infested, identifying areas that need immediate action, and confirming how well a pest control action worked. Only scouting provides the important information needed to make good pest management decisions. You are the most important part of an IPM program. While you're planting, spacing, pinching, watering, and handling plants in the greenhouse, look for any signs of insect activity or diseases and report them to your supervisor. With your help, small problems can be taken care of before they become serious. Now that we've covered some of the basics of greenhouse pest management, let's review by answering a few multiple choice questions. Blank is the most important step in insect and mite management. A. IPM, B. Scouting, C. Close inspection, or D. Correct identification. If you selected D. Correct identification, then you answered correctly. A wide range of disease organisms attack greenhouse crops. These include A. Fungi, B. Bacteria, C. Virus, or D. All of the above. If you selected D. All of the above, then you answered correctly. Plant diseases may be divided into two major groups. A. Foliage and root diseases, B. Stem and flower diseases, C. Fungal and bacterial diseases, or D. None of the above. If you selected A. Foliage and root diseases, then you answered correctly. Blank are beneficial insects in the greenhouse. A. Lady beetles, B. Lacewings, C. Parasitic wasps, or D. All of the above. If you selected D. All of the above, then you answered correctly. Only blank provides the important information needed to make good pest management decisions. A. IPM, B. Scouting, C. Record keeping, D. Correct identification. If you selected B. Scouting, then you answered correctly. This concludes the Insects and Diseases module.